as an ANC leader will endure.
And as tributes continue to pour in for former Zambian President Edgar Lungu, there's a spat over the repatriation of his remains from South Africa. Lungu's family announced it would independently repatriate the former head of state, despite an earlier announcement by the Zambian government that it would be spearheading the process. The family believes it would be a dishonor if it followed government's lead, accusing the current administration of mistreating Lungu after his political rival President Hakainde Hichilema took over from office in 2021. And Lungu died last week at a medical treatment center in Pretoria. Jabulile Mbata reports.
The Patriotic Front, which former President Edgar Lungu belonged to, says it respects the wishes of the family to limit government's involvement in the repatriation process. Since his passing, the Zambian government has already hosted a vigil to mark the first day of a week-long national mourning period, with the Patriotic Front hosting an event of their own. Patriotic Front member Miles Sampa says the Zambian government must take a back seat to the family, citing their unfair treatment of the former president.
He tries to jog in the morning, they would stop him. Tries to go to church, they would stop him. Tries to come to South Africa, they would stop him. Then just stopped paying.
While the family hopes to repatriate Lungu's remains from South Africa back to Zambia on Wednesday, Sampa says the instructions about the funeral arrangements will also come from the family. Jabulile Mbata, Eyewitness News.
Gold is trading at $3,321.34 an ounce. The rand is at 17.73 to the dollar, 24.06 to the pound, 20.26 to the euro. Brent crude oil is at $66.34 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we still have got heavy delays on the N1 South. That's between Rivonia Road and Winnie Mandela Drive due to an accident. That's also queuing traffic. In fact, bumper-to-bumper traffic along the N1 North between Malibongwe Drive and Rivonia Road is due to an accident near Winnie Mandela off-ramp. There's also slow-moving traffic reported on the N3 North between the Earlands Interchange and Modderfontein Road.
A cloudy day in store for Gauteng with isolated showers expected. The temperatures will peak at highs between 12 and 15 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour. Motorists in the Eastern Cape have been warned to avoid using the snow-covered Wappinsburg Pass on the R61 between Craddock and Graaff-Reinet.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. Choose the 8 kilometer for those walking strong, the 6.7 kilometer in honor of Mandela Month, or the 4 kilometer for families and first timers in 702's Walk the Talk. Tickets on primemediaplus.com.
You're with Clement Manyathela
On 702.
Let's Walk the Talk, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app,
DSTV channel 856,
92.7 and 106 FM.
Minutes after 9 o'clock. Dumelang, happy Monday. Welcome to the Clement Manyathela Show. It's so good to be back on this 9th day of June. Thank you for being with us here on 702. I hope you're well this morning and I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And it was a wonderful sporting weekend, wasn't it? I mean, Coco Gauff, how amazing was that? She won her maiden French Open title, if you missed it this weekend, overcoming world number one, Aryna Sabalenka, in 3 sets. That was on Saturday, but it was such a roller coaster final. In fact, my understanding is that she's the first woman to beat a world number one in a Grand Slam final from a set down. This is since Venus Williams, when he did it against Lindsay at Wimbledon back in 2005. So congratulations to her. She's now a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Let me know if you did watch her and what you thought of that match. Did you run Comrades yesterday? Were your loved ones running? Were you supporting? And how was it for you? Congratulations to all the runners and congratulations to the winners as well. Tete Dijana and Gerda Steyn were incredible. They're always my favorite winners for Comrades. They've done it before together and it was just so good to see Tete's comeback. brilliant run. I didn't get to run this year, as I was telling Bongani earlier on, even though I trained until the end, because comrades didn't allow us to do a substitution entry. I mean, my coach tried everything that he could. The comrades website said substitution would be opened until the 15th of April. But then, without communicating to anyone, they decided to open the substitution for a day or two, and not until the 15th, as communicated on their website and app. So they didn't tell anyone about that. So it opened for a day or two, and that has messed up a lot of people who wanted to do substitution entries. But anyway, I will be back next year, and I cannot wait for it. But I came down to Durban. That's where I'm broadcasting from this morning. I came down because I had friends who were running comrades that I needed to support. And what a thrilling experience it was to support runners. I mean, moving from one spot to the next, encouraging runners who wanted to stop because they had injuries, video calling their wives so that they can encourage them to keep on going. I enjoyed it so much. So if you have ever done it, supporting Ed Comrades, I'd like to know from you. Let me know what that experience was like for you. And I'd like to know from you if you would support Helen Ziller for Joburg Mayor.